Here's a quick video showing how to install turn signal ring lights over the headlights on a 2024 Kawasaki Mule Pro FXT 1000. I'm starting by removing the headlamp assemblies, and to do that I am loosening the plastic clips for the fender and the front cowl. There's 8 of them that need to be pulled, 6 on the fender and 2 on the side of the front cowl. I'm sure there are other ways to get to the headlamps. This is just the way I do it. Now that the front of the fender and the outside of the front cowl are loosened up, there are 3 Phillips head screws that hold the headlamp assembly to the front cowl that will need to be removed. Once I get it pulled, I'll show you the locations on the headlamp assembly where those screws came out of. I do believe that you could pull that outside headlamp without taking the headlamp assembly out. I just find it easier to work on when it's out of the Mule. If you're going to attempt that, it's just 2 bolts that sit one on each side of the headlamp and then a Phillips head screw that holds on the adjustment assembly, and then disconnect the power cord on it and pull it out. Now that those 3 screws are out, you're going to need to separate the front cowl from the hood. Do this by just lightly pulling up on the cowl while pushing down on the hood, and it should pop up. Then with the front cowl slightly pulled forward, move the headlamp assembly towards the outside of the machine slightly so it will release, and then pull it through the hood. The location for those 3 screws is 1 in the middle of the bottom, 1 on top, and then 1 to the inside of the machine on top. Moving on to remove the outside headlamp assembly, take the Phillips head screw out that holds the adjustment bracket on. Then you're going to want to grab a 8mm socket wrench. Go ahead and loosen those 2 outside bolts. Then remove the headlamp. Go ahead and grab the black plastic ring and the LED strip. Pull the red backing off the LED strip, being careful not to pull the adhesive off the back of the LED. You're going to install it as shown. Just work your way around, keeping pressure forward on that strip as you stick it to the outside of the ring. Now grab 2 strips of the aluminum tape. Slide the ring assembly onto the headlamp with the wiring harness at the top. Grab one of the strips of aluminum tape, peel it back. I suggest you don't peel it back all the way, because if you do, it has a tendency to want to curl back on itself and stick. With the plastic ring held firmly in place, start at the bottom of the headlamp and work your way around, only sticking to the plastic for now. Once you finish sticking it to the plastic ring, holding that ring firmly in place, just start to work the tape back and attach it to the headlamp. You smooth it out with your thumb. I also go back in at least on the side of the ring and just flatten it with the screwdriver. Now grab the other piece of tape and do the same thing on the other side. I like to leave a gap at the bottom because this thing is not completely sealed against the headlamp, and it will allow any moisture that gets in there to actually just drain out the bottom. Now we're going to put this headlamp back in the headlamp assembly. Again, it's just the 2 bolts on the side and the screw that holds the adjustment bracket in place. We're going to put the bolt in the right, just how it was before, and the screw in the bottom. But we're going to actually attach the relay on the harness with that left side bolt. Now we're going to take the Delta electrical connector that comes off the back of the headlamp and attach it to the one on the harness. Now take the 2-prong connector and attach it to the ring light. Some of these harnesses actually have 2 connectors. One goes to the headlight ring and one goes to another turn signal. These 2 3-prong connectors get attached to the headlight harness inside the Mule, and that one gets attached to the turn signal harness. For those of you with Ryco kits, you'll have another harness. The one end goes next to the steering column and attaches to the Ryco harness. And then one of these goes to each side and plugs into the turn signal. Now all we have to do is everything in reverse to go ahead and reinstall that headlamp assembly. Having a little problem getting this thing back in there because I have a horn mounted in the way. But it slides right in there. Just remember, you're going to have to pull the front cowl out just slightly to get the inside lip of that headlamp assembly to slide in there. Snap the hood and the front cowl back together again. Reinstall those 3 screws. Then reinstall the 8 plastic clips that hold the side of the cowl and the fender on. And you're done. If you have any additional questions or you're confused about something in this video, just message me and let me know, and I'll do my best to answer it. Have a great day, and God bless.